Hi girls, I thought I would come on here today and talk a little bit about myself. I'm going to give you 3 things that I am pretty sure nobody knows about me. And I'm going to do it while I am putting on my makeup, my 3D cream foundation. One thing about me that probably nobody knows is I love power tools. I love power tools. I have an air compressor. I have a miter saw. I have a skill saw and a jigsaw and a brad nailer and a pin nailer, various sanders. I've got a biscuit joiner and a router. Let's see, what else do I have? I've used a table saw before. I've used a chainsaw before. And I just adore my power tools. Oh yes, I have a battery operated the drill, and I've got an impact driver. I have my own really, really large tool chest. My husband, when he has gotten out and about and been able to, he would get into my tools and he would never put them back. And when I would go to do something, I could never find my tools. And so he actually, one year at Christmas, I received a big chest toolbox with its own lock and everything. It's not locked, I'm not gonna do that, but it is my tool chest. I have refinished furniture. I completely refinished our wooden front door that the weather had gotten, had affected it, all the humidity and everything here in the South. So I refinished that front door. I refinished our breakfast table where you could not just sit with just the wood. You couldn't eat with just the wood on the table and just wipe the table off. And I put a finish on it to where the table is protected and I don't have to cover it up if I don't want to. Of course, if it's anything hot, I definitely, have something there to protect it. I built a bed, a really, really large queen size bed. I did have to have help with that because it got so heavy. I had to have help with that, but I did that. I have hung trim around the door, the molding around the door frames. I've done that. At our church, have been on the small group team where it was just a group of ladies and we built all the props for like the motion conference and the kids, is it Kids Blast? It's for the Vacation Bible School for the kids and for men's events and things like that. I've helped build all the props and stuff, and I loved doing that. So that's something about me that you may not know. And I'm sure you don't know that. Another thing about me is I live in my kitchen. I love to cook. And it's a good thing because I'm doing this with the brush and with I already did it with my fingers, but I'm coming back with my brush. If there's something, I do a tremendous amount of paperwork and some computer work and everything, keeping up with medical records and everything. I have to do that. And I get so tired of it. And there's days that I just do not want to deal with it. So on those days when I just don't want to deal with it, I find myself cooking. I will cook, or I will bake, or I will smoke meat on the grill. You name it, I will do it. And I rarely, very rarely ever use a recipe for anything. Most of the time, I just add a little bit of this and add a little bit of that, and it turns out really well. That was just the way I grew up cooking. That's the way my mother and my grandmother did it. And that's just the way I was taught. And if I do have a recipe, I always tweak it and change it up to my liking, and it always turns out well. So that's something else about me. And another thing about me is that I did not learn how to swim until I was in my 30s. Honestly, I was in my 30s when I learned how to swim. I had always wanted to swim, but I was terrified of the water. When we were little, our mom and dad took us to the beach and the waves were really, really high. There storm had been through or something, and the waves, it was safe, but you know, we just weren't accustomed to the waves and everything, and so that really scared me, and so I never would, you know, relent and swim until after I had my son, and he was just a little water duck, and he was learning how to swim, and I thought, I can't have him swimming and me being afraid of the water. So I would swim from one end of the pool to the other, and I would be right there on the edge, so if I freaked out, I could grab the side of the pool, and I did it, and I did it, and I did it until I conquered my fear. We have a swimming pool now, and I love to swim. Last summer, I couldn't swim very much because I had an issue with my neck. I have stenosis and bone spurs and arthritis, so it has really, in my neck, so that really limited my being able to swim much last summer. So I'm looking forward to getting back in the water this year. I love to tread water. It's lots of fun, and it's relaxing, and it's easy on the joints if you don't have stenosis. Oh my goodness. But anyway, that is 3 things about me. Why don't you share, if you like, some things about you that nobody knows, or very few people know. I think it's interesting learning about people and, you know, just finding out people's likes and things about them that, you know, maybe you didn't know. And I'll tell you something else. I can drive a tractor, and I have driven a bulldozer. That's something else for extra. So I'm a country girl, and it's okay because I love it, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And it's just part of who I am. But anyway, that is a couple of things about me. And there are many more things as well. But I'm going to add a little lip gloss. I would love for you to comment, if you will, and share some things about yourself. Until next time.